DC here. Hi guys and gals. Well, it is Wednesday. Yes, hump day. Except the week is far from over as far as I'm concerned. A lot of things going on. I gotta give classes and statistics for the thing that's happening to us in the last few months, and things like that. So pleasant little exercises. Yeah, I was going to talk about something else, of course, because I didn't want to talk about that. I was going to talk about updates. Yeah. How often have you made updates, or have there been updates in programs, software? It could be anything from Facebook to applications, like I say, apps, software, and so on. And things work differently, don't they, sometimes? Sometimes they really work for the better. And other times it's like, was it last week? I think it was last week or early this week. There was a new update. Well, I mean, those of you who are in the Mac world know that usually around September, August, or whatever, fall. Just say fall, because it's not always the same month. There's usually big updates for the operating system. So on the iPhones, on the iPads, and eventually, usually the Mac comes itself, like the computer, if you want to call it that way. The Mac comes later on. And so I've done the ones on the iPad. That was okay. And on the iPhone, you didn't really notice. I didn't notice anything different as far as my stuff is concerned. But then I did the one on the Mac itself this week, and it went really well. I mean, basically, I just let it going and went downstairs and did other stuff, came back, and that was it, basically. Until you start using different software. Now, the last time there was one like that, it was called the Catalina. And that went from all stopping to be able to use what they called the 32-bit, and only was using what they called the 64-bit applications. And that was a big thing, because a lot of the older software just stopped working. And then, of course, if the developer didn't make anything new, well, that was it. Goodbye, find something else. This time it was way easier. Most of everything I was using was working, except that when I started up something, I use an application for, well, every now and then I make, probably about once a year, I make these comic books. So I have a little application for some of the persons and so on, and so I was using that, and I even updated the software package, and then came to start it. So I mean, I was able to update the software package, and then came to start it, and then it didn't work anymore. It just kept. I was getting a message, it does not work with this software. Go and contact the developer. Well, of course, the developer, as anybody, knew about these things and said, middle of 2021, something like that. So it works on the Windows. So for all you Windows fanboys out there, it works on Windows, but doesn't work on the Mac anymore. But that's just, it's one of those things. You have to get used to it, don't you? I mean, there's these new looks in YouTube, for example. There'll be a new look in Facebook, and so on and so on. And one thing, for example, that changed for me was the way to use Skype. All of a sudden, like every second time, I couldn't share my screen for whatever reason. And I do that a lot with my mom, showing pictures or helping. Usually when it's her sharing screen, it works. Again, it seems to be a Mac thing, but Skype is owned by Windows. So maybe that has something to do with it. Yeah, updates. Updates are something that can be a real pleasure when you get something that's really new and cool, or can be a real pain when it's like you lose an old friend all of a sudden. Yeah. So anyway, so there's that. Yeah, I was just thinking because I was this morning. I was going to say heute. That's in German. I said heute in Swiss German, means today. I was listening to a podcast, and when they were going on about if something's perfect, it means there's something wrong with you. Because perfect doesn't really exist, does it? And it just brought me when I was hearing that this morning, and I thought, yeah, oh man, oh man, oh man, is that true? I mean, we tend to often, I mean, even with our kids and so on, I mean, you know, one of the, it's always good to encourage people. I'm changing topics a little bit, but it just kind of came out of that. You know, it's always good to encourage people to do their best, you know, but it's also a bad thing if you make people believe that they're perfect. You know, nobody is. Anyway, that was just an add-on or whatever to this vlog. So yeah, you know, I can imagine you all have your nice stories about updates and so on, and you know, when something's not recognized. The last one that I had that really put me off, but that was a few years back, was when Windows went, I think it was when it went to Windows 7, and I'd had a computer and a print server, a print server and an HP printer and so on, and it just all stopped working, and HP was not making any more updates for its printers and that model, you know. So it was my laser printer at the time. That time it was the contrary. I was able actually to continue to use it on the Mac, but you know, it was like, okay, I've spent actually a lot of money for this good hardware and it doesn't work anymore. Yeah, things like that happen as well. Okay, maybe you can tell me about your stories. Okay, I'll be DC signing off. Take care and hope the rest of the week is good for you. Bye.